Hi folks, welcome back to the Hoard. You know, beautiful day, though there is some weather blowing in, but not a bad day. I think it'll work. Harvey got himself a new toy. And you guys can kind of see what's wrong with the new toy, right? So I got to put a little welding into it. The way it was explained to me, and I haven't taken it apart yet, I just drove it up here, tried it out a little bit. This bolt here goes through basically a pipe, and these arms are welded onto the pipe such that the thing could pivot, and you could just imagine that you got a pipe, you got stamped arms, and not all that hard to break the welds. So I got to take it apart and do something with that. That's one thing that's wrong with it. Just quickly, for any, I don't know if any of you guys have experience with these. It's known as the PZT Cub Cadet in the front of it. Pivot axle, or is that RZT? Pivot axle. I guess it's 50 inches worth of cut. So I don't know if any of you guys have done anything with it. Let's see. It's got about 500. I think you guys could see that, right? 552.1 hours. Let's see if she'll fire up. So it seems to run good. It's got a big Kawasaki V Twin, right? 2 cylinders worth of Kawasaki on it. I guess somebody backed into something and took the exhaust off. You can see there's one pipe there, I think, right? I think you guys could see that one pipe there, and you can see the second pipe there. I'm probably just gonna smash a couple of individual mufflers on that, unless somebody tells me that you really need the exhaust somewhat united to cool the engine or something. It does sound pretty good. Seems to go. I drove it here, didn't have any trouble. Cosmetically, it's not horrible looking. Obviously it starts and it runs. I don't know if anybody has any advice, and if anybody's repaired one of these already, I'm sure this isn't the first one to break. Yeah, I got this from was it 2124 Reading? Old Zach there. And the story was I guess it belonged to a family friend, and the family friend kid ran it a little bit hard. I guess he kind of hot rodded around and pounded on the front suspension a little bit, which led to that. I used it to shred some leaves in the front, and it did a really nice job for me. So I don't know. I think it's another keeper. I don't know if anybody has experience with them though. I don't know if 500 hours is a lot of hours on these. My John Deere has a Kawasaki engine on it, and it's only a single, and it seems Always finding stuff floating around. Seems to run good. That has a lot of hours on it. That's a 1989, and my boss had it before I did, and he used it to tow carts and cut his grass and do all kinds of stuff. I don't think he ever gave that thing a break. He probably, if I had to guess, if he put 100 hours a year on it and he used it from 89 to it was longer than 09, but let's make it 09, right? That's 30 years and 100 hours a year. It's 3,000 hours, so, and that engine's still in pretty good shape. And my boss John, he was a real good boss, but he wasn't too big on changing oil. That just wasn't his thing. So I'm figuring it should be a nice addition to the Hoard. It seems to cut grass pretty quickly. It seems to maneuver pretty well. So we'll see. I'm filling up with lawn machines. I got to kind of go through my tractor Hoard and figure out what I'm going to keep and what I'm going to get rid of. What needs to move on. One of the things is there are people with real nice lawns, some folks in developments and all that kind of stuff. But most of those people use a lawn service, right? Very few of them cut their own lawns. The other situation you run into for those of us who have more like these outback lawns, it's really best if you have a mower deck with wheels on it, and I have several tractors that don't have wheels on the side of the mower deck. So when the four wheels that move the tractor, or one or two of the wheels that move the tractor, kind of dip into a hole, the deck comes crashing to the ground, and it has a tendency to scalp and hit rocks and junk like that. So I guess I should use that as the criteria for what decks I'm keeping or tractors I'm keeping, whether or not the mower decks have wheels on them. It's one of the reasons why I was working on my brother's tractor, and then suddenly I lost a bunch of interest, because when I took it out to cut and I realized that it didn't have wheels on the side of it, it was scalping the lawn all over the place. I'm like, oh, this is kind of a piece of crap. It's not going to do too much for me. All right, folks, I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up, and folks, please get out there and enjoy all your days. Make sure you have a lot of fun. Take care now, folks. Bye.